Hi, so in today's video I'm going to be giving you a detailed tour of the top level of our townhouse. If you're new to my channel, we've been here for almost 2 weeks now. Before this house we lived in kind of a small but kind of also regular 3-bedroom home, standard size for here in New Zealand, and we've just moved into a much smaller townhouse after 9 months of living with my mum. So we finally got all our stuff back and I've unpacked, and I have changed up a few things. If you've been watching my unpacking vlogs, I have changed up a few things. I've redone the pantry about 3 times already, but I think I've got it to a place where it's really going to work for us now. Everything is in. We don't have anything else left to unpack. We don't have any storage unit anymore. I did have a comment in my last video about whether we had like a garage here. We don't, so everything you see in the house is now everything that we own, apart from our boys' bikes. They are currently at my mum's house because she does have a garage to store them in, and we're just not quite sure how we're going to have them here yet, but we are going to work that out. So yeah, everything we own is now in this house. And like I said, today I'm going to show you this top level, which is our kitchen, dining room and living area. So I'll go ahead and get started. So I'll start here in the living room, and I guess I'll start by saying that if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll recognize most of this furniture. We really didn't buy anything new for this house. The only thing we bought in here was the fridge. And we used to have a big wooden piano, and that was too big. It was never going to fit in here. So we did buy an electric piano, and the cushions are new. They were like a housewarming gift from Mike's sister, but everything else is just the same as what we had in our last house. So we do have the 2 armchairs here. I really love these in our last house, and they just fit perfectly in this house too. Then our same old kind of torn up couch, but with 2 young boys, I don't really see the point in trying to replace the couch at the moment. And then on this side, so there's the electric piano, and then we just have our same TV from our last house. We did have 2 TVs there, and we gave Mike's sister one of them because we just don't need 2 TVs. And we are still kind of thinking of getting a projector for in here, but right now we're happy with the TV. And then down there is a little basket I showed in my unpacking vlogs, which is just going to live at the top or the bottom of the stairs and just bring things up and down that aren't meant to be in whatever room they're in. So yep, this is our entire living area. We do have blinds coming. We've ordered custom blinds, and they're ones that can go from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top, which is quite good. I really love the view here, so we wanted blinds that were pretty versatile. So I think the top down bottom up, I think is what they're called, are going to look really good, and they're going to be in just a slightly lighter grey than the chairs, and we're just having the same colour throughout the whole house. Yeah. So then we have our dining room table, just the same dining room table from our last house. I have tried it in a few different configurations, but this is just the one that works the best. And we've got the boys' bench on the laminate, so if they spill something, it's easy to clean up. And I've just covered it with a blanket, which I can also wash, rather than having them sit straight onto the fabric. Okay, so that is our entire living and dining area. And now I'll move on to the kitchen and I guess also the laundry. So this is our washer and dryer. We've never had a front loader washing machine before, but I'm really liking it so far, and we've never had the need for a dryer before either, but here we definitely do. So those are there. I have a basket there on top, so that's kind of my laundry basket that I use to put tea towels and things in before they need to be washed, and I also just use it for putting clothes away. And hanging up there, Mike bought some little brackets, and that's just my old clothes area from our old house. I really love it, so we've kept that. And then we just have a little dust buster there. I am keeping our Dyson vacuum downstairs, and we have the robot vacuum, but I wanted a dust buster here for crumbs, especially with the boys eating, and because I have to empty the lint tray on the dryer all the time, that's a good way to do it. So we just have a little dust buster there. Then we start with the kitchen. So we have my collection of recipe books. Then out on the bench, I didn't want to have too many things, but I've found that these jars were just too big to fit in the pantry, and I use them quite a lot. So I have my 3 types of flour that I use regularly there, and my mixer. I'm really enjoying having my mixer out because I couldn't do that in our old house, and here it can be plugged in right there, which is really helpful. Then we have our sink, and I'll show you what's in these 2 cupboards. So in this little corner cupboard, it looks cramped, but you have to remember that this is all of our serveware, all of our pots. pretty much all of our appliances other than the ones that are out, and I have one stick blender in the drawer, so this is everything. So we have our NutriBullet and my Instant Pot kind of pressure cooker thing is in the back there, pots and pans, our kettle and toaster. Down the bottom we have our glass bowls, waffle machine, some serveware. In the back there I have glass containers that I use for freezing, my cast iron casserole dish, grater, and my slow cooker. So yeah, that is all the serveware, all the bowls and everything that I own. I have got my baking stuff in a different cupboard, so I'll show you that. So everything is in there. That was a really hard cupboard to organize, but it's all fitting in there now, so that's great. Then in this cupboard under our sink, it has pretty standard under the sink kind of things. I have two bins here, one for recycling and one for trash, and they've worked out to be a really good size. We just empty the trash one every day and empty the recycling one probably every 2 days. Then I have my iron, our dishwasher tablets and washing powder, some dishwashing liquid, and just a multi-purpose spray. And in the back you can't see, but behind there is my Kasha window vacuum, because there's a lot of windows in this house, so I'm really thankful to have that. And a pair of gloves if I ever need them, just hanging there. So that is under our sink. Then next to that we have our dishwasher, then our oven and cooktop. And here I just have my coffee machine, the tea I like to drink at night, and my little tea maker. I did have those on a trolley in my unpacking videos, but there just wasn't enough space. It made the kitchen look too cluttered, so I put everything that was on the trolley away in different places. So that's our coffee machine and kind of tea station. And then we have 4 drawers here. So just standard cutlery in the first one. The second one has herbs and spices. It has the capsules for our coffee machine, measuring cups and measuring spoons. And then it has my stick blender and the attachments that I use the most for that. And then the third drawer down has the rest of my utensils, and the other 2 bits of my stick blender. It has my self-planning menu that you would have seen in my old house. Yeah, that's kind of the utensil drawer. And then the bottom drawer just has tea towels, my extra aprons, a tablecloth, and kind of my dishcloths. A lot of these are the ones you would have seen that I knitted while we're at my mum's house. So that's all the drawers. And next to the drawers is our pantry, which has definitely been the hardest thing to organize. We did have our microwave in here, but like a lot of you said in the comments, we probably don't need it. So what we've done is we've taken it out, we've put it down, we have a cupboard under the stairs, and we're just gonna leave it there for a month and see if we miss it. I haven't missed it so far, and then if we don't miss it, I'll donate it. And if we do miss it and we wanna bring it back, then I'll have to organize this again. But this is our pantry. So up the top I've just got unopened food, a good supply of Tim Tams there you can see. Then on the next shelf down I have baking things that I use quite often, our bowls, and the extra teas I didn't want to have out on the bench. And then on the next one down we just have our plates, our chopping boards, our coasters, all of our glasses, and all of our coffee mugs. The next one down I've tried to kind of have as a breakfast station. So we have our cereals and oats and brown sugar and bananas. I keep any baking that I make in this little container. And then we have bread and the spreads for those. And then I just have a little folder here with our budget notebook and a planner and just some extra paper. And there's also the remotes for our vacuum cleaner and our heater in there. Just things I want to get to easily. The next row down has pastas and rice, things we use for dinners, and then there's some small jars that have kale powder and savory yeast flakes and things like that, salt and pepper. And then this top one has snacks for the kids' lunches, and the bottom one has opened items, so things I don't want to put in a jar because I'm going to use them quite quickly. So breadcrumbs, and if we have extra brown sugar that doesn't fit in the jar, I have it in here. And then down the bottom we just have our plastic things like kids' lunch boxes and drink bottles. And then we have our wooden chopping board. And then down here I have a little plastic container that has like root vegetables in it, onions and potatoes and garlic. And in the back there I just have our snap block bags and things which we don't use very often, but I like to have for when we do need them, and trash bags. So that is the pantry. Last cupboard in the kitchen is this one above the fridge. So this has all of my baking things in it and my larger recipe folder that I don't use as often. So I thought that was just a good place to keep bakeware. And that is our entire living area. I do have a little hook there for my bag by our front door, and I have a basket there for shoes. And we're just trying to keep one pair of shoes each in that basket so it doesn't overflow, but we definitely needed somewhere for that. But yeah, that is our entire living space, dining room, laundry and kitchen. Yeah, that is how everything is looking right now. There has been multiple times during this process that I have just been so thankful that we have decided to live more minimally. In my next video, I'll be showing you all of our downstairs, so the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. But yeah, that's going to be my video for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think about how I have set everything up, or if you have any ideas that you think that would work better. I love reading those too. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.